Xenagogue Online. Welcome, Guardian. Today we will be looking at the 1320 Legend Lost Sector, Bay of Drowned Wishes. Recommended power level, 1320. Champions present. Overload and Unstoppable. Burn present, 50% bonus damage to all arc damage. Shield elements present, Void. Modifiers present. Locked Loadout. Match game. Mismatching elemental weapons versus enemy shields will considerably lower your damage. Extra shields. Enemy shields are increased from base amounts. Limited revives. Limited fireteam revives. Gain additional revives by defeating champions. Stalker shield. Scorn raiders now have void shields. Number of champions within Lost Sector. Overload, 2. Unstoppable, 3. Advised loadout. Kinetic Slot. We advise you to use a bow for your kinetic damage and overload champion stunning weapon. Many of the enemies, if not all red bars, can be eliminated with a single headshot from any kinetic bow. There are currently 3 legendary kinetic bows at your disposal, but the 2 that are the easiest to acquire come in the form of Biting Winds and Whispering Slab. Energy Slot. We advise you to use a fusion rifle for your energy damage and unstoppable champion stunning weapon. While the first half of the Lost Sector is mostly long range, having a fusion rifle combined with particle deconstruction for close range bursts of damage is extremely valuable. There are a variety of arc fusion rifles to choose from, and most are easily acquired from this season. Heavy Slot. We advise you to use a linear fusion rifle for your heavy damage and unstoppable champion stunning weapon. The first half of the Lost Sector is mostly long range, and this will have the range to stun and eliminate long range champion targets. There are currently only 2 options that fall within the arc element, and they are in the form of the Queenbreaker and Tarantula. Loadout used in gameplay. Biting Winds with quick draw and snapshot sights for overload champion stunning and general damage. Main ingredient with under pressure and tap the trigger for close range unstoppable champion stunning and close range single target damage. The Queenbreaker for long range unstoppable champion stunning and long range single target damage. Your first champion is immediately upon exiting the cave you spawn in, an unstoppable champion. The unstoppable champion spawns in with a few continuous waves of screams, which will constantly charge you. We advise you to eliminate the red bars before proceeding with engaging the champion. Please note that if you are using the recommended setup, you will be using your linear fusion rifle for this champion. Your second champion is immediately after the first within the long-range outdoor area, an unstoppable champion. As with the first champion, we advise you to eliminate the red bars before proceeding with engaging the champion. Please note that if you are using the recommended setup, you will be using your linear fusion rifle for this champion. Your first obstacle is a void shielded sniper, which should be dealt with immediately by your linear fusion rifle. This is immediately followed by your third champion at the foot of the cliff on the right side, an overload champion. While this champion is closer range, there are a large number of red bar enemies that we would advise you to clear out first before engaging the champion. The overload champion does not push your position, so your health position will not be compromised. But be advised, as long as the overload champion remains, there will be a constant spawn of screeb enemies. Your fourth champion is immediately after defeating the Overload champion, spawning behind you in the open area, an unstoppable champion. This champion is meant to catch you off guard as it spawns with a high number of screeb enemies. Eliminate the Screeb enemies, and then you will be free to engage the champion. Your 5th champion is within the boss room chamber, an overload champion. While in the interior, we advise you to stay on the high ground as it will prove advantageous to eliminate enemies. Like all champions, eliminate red bar enemies before engaging the champion. Your boss encounter should be conducted the same exact way as the last champion. Eliminate red bar enemies, then engage the boss. This concludes the guide for the 1320 Legend Lost Sector, Bay of Drowned Wishes. Show the Scorn the power of your arc light. Xenagogue, offline.